What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Hold on, let's check the lighting. Let's get this fixed. What's going on right here? Apparently, I wasn't prepared. Um, Today's video. Oh, hold on. Let's start over. What's up, everybody? What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. There we go. We got that out of the way. Let's turn this way. Got that out of the way. Today's video is going to be about, we'll put it like this. It's funny how people have this thing where they give too much power to certain words, certain things, certain colors, right? I've been asked a bunch of times about these red headphones, right? Why do you have red ones? You should have blue ones. Why? Why? You know, it's a, you know, like, people give power to these things that it's an inanimate object. It's like it's a pair of headphones. I'll give you an example of something for those people that just don't get it, right? So I remember going to Ad Seg one time, and this was after this is in the 2000s. This is when they had already instituted the dog kennels. There was no longer any there were no longer any group yards, right? And you know, I said before in another video, that was one of the smartest things they did, man. And I know who told them to do that. It was Rene Enriquez. He told them, you guys got to stop the fucking group yards. And when they stopped the group yards and made the dog runs, and you can only go to a little dog cage with your Sally, that created such a headache for people. Now, when they did that, I remember anyways, I got to Ad Seg, and the next day, they ran the first yard group, right? And it was the raza and the whites were busting down, right? And they were sounding off. And I'm in my cell. I'm chopping it up with my Sally. You know, we're getting to know each other still. I just got there the night before, and I hear the cuenta. I hear the count, right? And, you know, I never use these terms, but I'm going to use this because this is how the count. This is the count I heard. Uno, dos, su trece. They didn't want to say the four. So when I heard that, I was like, what the fuck? And I told my Sally, hold on, Holmes. And I went to the door and I'm listening. And then when they, get to the bottom of the count and they start over again, it was the same thing, right? And they weren't saying that the 4 or the 14, right? And I asked my Sally, I said, hey, Holmes, that's what they do? And he's like it was a paisan. And he was like, not, I don't know, he didn't know what I was talking about. So I get on the door, and I call down to a homie from Norwalk. And I said, hey, so-and-so. He's like, what's up? I said, hey, who's on that yard group, Holmes? And he tells me. And I'm like, that's how they get down? And he's like, that's how they've been doing it. And I said, yeah, well, that's going to change. And my neighbor happened to be Raza from Northern California. And he just like, hey, Holmes, hey, good looking out on that, huh? And I was like, yeah, don't trip on that. So right away, I just got to Ad Seg, and here I go making waves. But the thing is, why can't somebody say 3 or 4 or 13 or 14 or 23, 88? Like, why can't it? They're fucking numbers. When you give them this weird ass, mythical ass fucking power in your mind, that's what you doing. But when it comes to stuff like that, when they're sounding off, they're in a cage and the rivals are in a cage or in the cell, which is another cage, right? That is the definition of cell soldiering. And that's what I had to explain to them is, listen, you don't ever let people know who you are with your fucking words or with your tattoos. You let people know who you are by the way you carry yourself, the way you conduct yourself, your professionalism. There's no such thing as cell soldiering. So they were like, you know what, all right. And they changed it, you know, and things went to normal. I mean, what the fuck? That was the weirdest shit. I never understood that. And that's why I laugh when I see people, you know, oh, why are you wearing red headphones? Because they came with the fucking microphone. You think I already bought the mic? You think I'm gonna go back? Oh, I can't wear these. Fuck that. I'll wear them. I'll wear whatever I want. You know what I'm saying? And I think people should be like that. I think people need, if people are limiting what they can wear and what they can say, you know, it's like I see this thing. You know, I never talk about this dude because I really do believe he has a mental illness. But C-Mac, the effort that he has put into putting fives in his vocabulary, if he put that effort into educating himself in anything, the dude would be a fucking bad motherfucker. Because that fool says shit with the 5 in it where I'm like, hold up, what does that mean? Oh, okay, I get it. Well, half the damn sentence is gone already because I had to figure out what the fuck you said 2 seconds ago, 5 to 10 seconds ago. You know what I'm saying? But I don't get that part. I think it's comedy, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, I remember being in YA. Man, I'm going to shout this dude out, man. Shout out Boo Man from At This Park. Hopefully he's still around. That fool was swole as hell. And back then, you know, this was 1990, man. And this was before Death Row made being a blood cool. This was back when, I mean, it was Crip. LA was all blue. When it came to the blacks, it was all blue. There were some blood hoods, but it wasn't like after Death Row came out and then, you know, everybody wanted to be a blood all of a sudden. Nah. This fool, we were in the school area, and we were actually in a class together, and class let out for a break, right? And the Crips were talking, and they were using C's instead of B's. And this fool, Bull Man, went up to him. It was about 6 Crips. He went up to him. He's like, what's going on with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a blood. You know, like, I'm not going to be putting up with that. And they told him, you know what? Hey, our bad. We weren't trying to diss you. You know, this and this and that. Now I was like, he shot that because him fool, I thought he was going to get jumped. I was like, damn. But anyways, I've never understood that. Like, how do you give shit this power in your head to where you can't say a certain letter, you can't say certain words? You're gonna actually go out of your way to change the, you know, like when I hear Calcany, no disrespect to the Bloods, but Calcany and Sitch. Like, this is shit you heard in the 80s, man. Like, come on now. We're in 2023 and people are still talking like that. People ain't even gangbanging like that no more. People are talking like that. You know, and then you have in there where raza from Southern California, raza from Northern California aren't having the animosity and hostilities that they had, you know, 10 years ago, 15, 20, 30 years ago. And people out here on the streets in the comfort of their own living room are asking me about red headphones. Meanwhile, I done time decades around raza from Northern California. I was in the shoe with them, you know, and those of you that know that have been in the shoe, I've said it before, it doesn't matter where you're from, homie. Everybody's looking out for each other because you got to do your time with them. You might be their neighbor for years. You might as well make the best of it. What's the point on having animosity when you know damn well the Hudas are going to listen and they'll be like, oh, those two cells ain't getting along. Pop them doors and get to shoot at you. That's what happens. But anyways, that's my little rant for today. It just popped into my head. And, you know, I think people should understand that, you know, whatever you think, this is for the youngsters, whatever you think you're supposed to be doing with, being disrespectful with your words, when you get to the joint, you're going to learn very fast. That'll get you in a wreck. You're going to get around men that's their home. You're going to be a visitor. You just got there. You got a lot to learn. Your little mouth ain't going to change what's going on there. It's only going to change what happens to you in a major way and very quick. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and bring this to a close. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I'm out.